Have the two of you had an opportunity to try to resolve this matter between yourselves?
Multiple. I would like to state that he has moved out of the house, but he does owe past rent.
What's your plan, Mr. Kopka?
I'm sorry?
What is your plan for resolving this matter with Ms. Robinson?
Well, I've already moved out. I've already vacated it. I've been out of that house for like over a week now. So, I don't have any really plans, other than move on and have this case dismissed.
Why would the case be dismissed if you owe her back rent?
Well, during the last few months, she told me not to worry about paying for rent and to focus on finding a place to live, and that's what I've been doing for the past few months. And I have finally found a place to actually live, so I have already moved out.
Mr. Kopka, are you really trying to tell me that a landlord told you you didn't have to pay rent?
Yes, sir. That was a couple of months ago when she was fighting with my mother. There was a bunch of family drama going on, and that's what how we came to here. There was a family fight that I got dragged into.
Ms. Robinson, any response?
I served him a 7-day notice to pay by April 15th. If not, he had to leave. And he left and he came back and never paid. Like, I figured that I told him he could find somewhere else to live or he could pay.
Did you tell him at some point that he didn't have to pay?
No, I did not. He should have paid for April, May, and June, not including all the other old payments that he's paid every time late with late fees.
So how much are you claiming that he owes?
With the room rent 500, 1,700, and with the increased room rent for him being late every time and not paying on time is $2,800.
So he didn't pay at the $500 a month rate for a little over 3 months, and he didn't pay at the $700 rate for 4 months?
Yes. He lost
sound about right?
February.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
He lost his job in February, and he acknowledged that he hasn't been paying. And I told him even though he lost his jobs, he still has to pay.
So the 1,700 came before February, and the 2,800 came after February.
Yes.
Does that sound about right, Mr. Kopka?
No, sir, it does not.
Why not? Why not?
Well, back in April, she was actually harassing my mother and causing fights with my brother to the point where, because my mother was living with me, and to the point where my mother moved out to get away from her, which to the point she was harassing me and trying to pick fights with me, to the point where she apologized and said, "Don't worry about moving out. You can stay there for right now, and then you don't have to pay until you can find a place and save your money until you can find a place." And that was in April. My mother even had to call the police over how distressed she was from my Michelle, my niece, coming over to the house and antagonizing and looking for ways to instigate. And this has
Mr.
been going
Kopka?
on for the past 2 months.
Mr. Kopka, how is what you've just told me a legal defense for not paying your rent?
Well, that's what I was just telling you. She told me back in April. She told me not to worry about it because she wanted me to go find a place to live, and that's what I was doing. And then it's been taking me a couple months to find a place because there hasn't been very much available.
Mr. Kopka, how many places have you rented in your life?
Maybe one. Maybe actually one that was actually on a lease.
So one in addition to this one?
No,
So this is the only place that you've ever rented in your entire life?
this place, no. She didn't even have me on a lease.
That wasn't my question. I asked you how many places that you've rented in your life.
One.
All right. Did you get to leave or stay there and not pay rent for any part of the time that you stayed there?
At this current address, yes, I did pay
No,
rent
it's your
there.
the previous one.
Yes, sir, I did.
Well, you got to be the luckiest man in the world then, because that's not how the real world works. If you staying at somebody's house or staying in their building, you're paying rent for it. You don't get to stay
Yes.
there for free.
I'm confused. What place are we talking about for free? Are we talking about the place that I used to live at, or are we talking about this current place?
Any of them. Why in the world would you think that you get to stay at somebody's house for free when they're trying to get rent for it?
I didn't. She told me to not worry about rent and just to continue to hold on to my money to save to find a place. And that was
Why
back
would
in
she want to
April.
do that if she's trying to get rent?
Because I have been staying there for the past few months trying to find a place without paying for rent because she told me not to worry about it.
That's circular reasoning, Mr. Kopka. I asked you why. You just went around in a circle. You said because she said so, and it's because she said so. Why would anybody do that?
Well, one, because we're a family, and I was thinking that she was doing something that was family related and doing me a favor by letting me continue to stay there and while I looked for a place and saved my money.
So what are you going to do about all the rent that you didn't pay before April?
She didn't tell me I had to pay for it. She's now just saying it. Now she's saying it now. She never said anything about it the entire time. The entire time she's been telling me to get out of the house. I'm sorry, sir. I don't know what answer you're looking for.
Ms. Robinson, when did he start living in your house, and how long are you paying, charging him for rent at the $500 level?
And exhibit number 2, he moved in, well, I messaged him April or September 6th. He had to pay $500 for his room. I let my grandma live there. I was going to take care of her, and Jacob was living with her for free. He just tagged along and moved in later.
So exhibit number 2 is a
messages of our verbal agreement of $500 a month.
Is that true, Mr. Kopka?
Yes, it's on Facebook.
Yes.
Anyway, to
Mr. Kopka, so she told you that you owed $500 a month in September, right?
Yes.
Starting in September, and how long was he in there for the $500 a month?
Until February, and I told him in February that it was going up on exhibit number 4, February 3rd, that would be going up in March. And he got fired February 16th, and I don't know if I put it in here.
Laid off.
Exhibit number 5, messaged him and I said, I understand you got laid off, but my stipulation for the amount of room and board stands, nothing has changed, $700 on March 1st.
Is that true, Mr. Kopka?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what she said.
She said in February, she sent you an email or a message that said rent is now $700 a month. And that's exhibit number 4, the rent increase, and also exhibit number 5, which reminded you that the full amount is due on the 1st, and room and board went up to $700.
Yes. Around between January and February, I did get laid off, and I was filed for unemployment, and I've been collecting unemployment since. And I even offered to continue paying her rent.
Doesn't sound to me like you continue to pay anything.
Yeah, I understand that, sir, and I keep telling her. She told back in April, she told me not to worry about it and that just save my money so I can find a place to move out.
Okay, stop repeating the same thing over and over. I've heard it 4 times. My question is, before April, what are you going to do about the payments before April?
Before April, well, I already assumed that my mother already paid some of that off because she was actually covering my side of the rent. How much she paid, I don't know. We would have to ask my mother.
How old are you, sir? Mr.
Right
Kopka,
now,
how old are you?
I'm 38.
Good Lord, man. Ms. Robinson, is there anything else that you want to tell me?
I'd like to state that he took my TV out of my house, but I'm not too worried about it. But I want him to know that that wasn't his to take.
You claiming the television or not? Do you want to make a claim? You want him to pay you back for the television or not?
No, that it's old and I don't even know. They would. I've had that TV since 2017. But just a simple fact that it was not his right to take.
All right, so you're asking me for $4,500 on a judgment?
Yes. And possibly more due to the cat urine in my house. I don't know how expensive that's gonna keep. I apologize.
No, he's been out since April. Have you got it cleaned since then?
No, I was waiting until after the court hearing. And I've already paid for a dumpster the first time when my grandma moved out, that Jacob, we had a really hard time with him using a free dumpster, taking the trash to the dumpster. So me and my boyfriend would always come over there and take care of the trash because they would just trash everywhere. So we're going to have to pay more money to get a dumpster to take care of the stuff that's left behind. And the carpet.
That's not true. That house was cleaned when I left. My sister was even there to clean it with me. So that house was actually very clean.
You're out of the house now, Mr. Kopka, is that correct?
Yes, sir, I am. Right now, I'm just struggling trying to find work.
All right, I'm going to find that the defendant may be liable for money damages after moving if additional rent is owed or if there is damage to the property. Acceptance of partial payment will not prevent the court from issuing an order of eviction because he's already removed. Ms. Robinson, did you incur costs of $55 for filing, service fee of $38.18?
I did not. And it costed $30 to send proof and about $100 in the library for all the paperwork I had to prepare.
What was your cost for filing this with the court? That's what I was asking.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was $55. And then the delivery from the sheriff's was $37.18, I believe.
Yeah, $38.18 is what they have noted on their document. So I'll give you that. I can't give you the $100 for the copying costs. That's on you.
Okay.
I can give you those other costs.
I'm not sure if you had a chance to look through all the pictures that I submitted.
I did.
And so that amount of garbage that was outside when my grandma had left was my grandma's stuff and Jacob's stuff. And all that we had taken care of. And now we have to go back and clean the house. And I need to replace all the carpets. It smells like cat piss and cigarettes in there. And I wanted to also include here that there was no smoking in the house or at the house, and Jacob had violated that several times.
That's not true. There's an ashtray outside that proves that there has been cigarette butts all in that ashtray. I smoked outside and only outside. It was everybody else who was coming in and out of that house when my mom was living there.
In one of the text messages says absolutely no smoking in the house and more talk about that. And I believe there was another one on here that smoking and cigarette butts being thrown on the ground. To ask him, all your cigarette exhibit number 5, third, I said, all your cigarette to be thrown away properly. My porch is not a trash can.
Here's what we're doing. I'm going to give Ms. Robinson a total of $4,500 for back rent, costs in the amount of $93.18 for a total of $4,593.18. I'm also going to enter a further order that says that she may reopen the case if additional cleaning costs are incurred. Mr. Kopka, you may contest whatever those cleaning costs are if you don't believe that they are accurate or required. So we'll have a further hearing on that if you guys can't reach an agreement on that. Mr. Kopka, I got to tell you, at 38 years old, trying to rip off your family by living with your grandma and then living with other members of the family.
I'm sorry,
stop.
but I don't.
This is my time to talk, not yours.
I understand that, but I mean,
No, there's no
I'm
but.
not taking advantage of anybody.
Hey, another word and it costs you $50 in court contempt charges. Do you understand what I just said to you?
Yep.
I don't believe you when you tell me that she said you didn't have to pay any rent. That's wishful thinking at the very best. Get a job, live on your own, pay your own way, stop soaking up other people's stuff. And you can get a copy of this judgment from the court. Talk to Ms. Good.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I did get a quote from Maid Pro to see how much it cost for them to come clean my house and try to.
Well, let's just do it once it's done. So whatever it costs you, keep track of it, submit it to him first. And if he doesn't pay it within a reasonable amount of time, you'll be able to submit it. I've put in here that you can reopen this case under the same heading, so you don't have to file a whole new request. But you may have to send a request into the court to Ms. Good to remind her of that so she pulls this case. But file it under the same heading, the same case number, and ask for additional costs. And we'll pull the file and take a look at it then. That'll be the order of the court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Both are free to go.
Thank you.